I think the mix is done until I listen to it a few more times and find things I hate. Alright, so right now I am working on finalizing the mix of City in the Sea, which I am now leaning towards being our next single. I keep changing my mind on what it should be. Should it be Kangaroo Court? Should it be Eagle Army? And right now I'm leaning to City in the Sea because it's a little bit of a slower song, which I don't typically associate with being singles, but it's probably the most different from Dive Bomber, and so I'm thinking with the next single, I kind of want to show the range of this album. So anyway, that's what I'm working on now. I'm working on this mix. So I've kind of bounced all the MIDI to stems, and I'm working in Cubase, which hasn't been working for me for a long time. Basically, the problem was my driver on my interface was outdated, so I'd update that, and then I also downloaded and installed a new version of Cubase, and also had to reinstall Massive, which is one of my software synths, to get it to work. Anyway, so a lot of effort, figured it out, finally got Cubase working again, and so that's where I originally created this song over like 3 years ago, and so now I'm working on finishing up in here, which is I don't usually work in Cubase these days. But so yeah, that's what I'm working on. I bounced all the MIDI data to audio, which are called stems, except for the bass because I only had one bass track, so I just left that. And so now I'm working on tweaking everything and making sure that it all sounds good. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm adding the Waves NLS channel plugin to each of these channels, and what that's designed to do is kind of simulate a mixing board. So I don't have an actual mixing board. I'm just doing everything in my computer, which in the audio world is called mixing in the box. But it's advisable to use an actual big mixing desk with all the sliders and everything, because it gives your tracks a little bit more of that analog warmth and width. That's really hard to get in just using audio. So this NLS plugin, it models actually 3 different mixing desks. So I'm just throwing that on all my tracks just to give them a little bit more of that analog sound. And then I have this Duro meter up also by Waves just to monitor my levels. And then here's my virtual mixing board right here. Here's the tracks. Alright, so I'm starting from the bottom up with just the bass and the drums together and seeing how they sound. Alright, and so this is the bus so all these individual ones right here are feeding into this, so it kind of gives me a mixer within a mixer. Alright, so now I'm going to add in the chords, see how they sound. So unfortunately, there's a little glitch in my chords for some reason. My brass that is playing. At the end here. Right there, it cuts out for some reason, even though the MIDI data had it going all the way through, so I don't know if it was some kind of glitch on the export. So I'm gonna have to go back in and go back into the MIDI and re-export that, but that's not a big deal. That's not really impacting the mix at all, so I can do that last. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Alright, so threw in this multi-band compressor to kind of take out some of the boominess in the drums and just kind of tighten it up a little bit so you can hear what it sounds like. So when this is yellow, it is off, and when it's gray, it's on. So right now it's off. So very subtle, and I'm not sure if you could hear that unless you had headphones or something, but it's just cleaning it up a little bit there. So we got the drums, bass. Alright, other than that one little glitch that I need to fix, I think the mix is done until I listen to it a few more times and find things I hate. Alright.